Hi guys, and welcome to the Ace Tanker for the Valentine AT, the Tier 3 British TD. Yes, I'm back to the low tier Ace Tankers. I have been challenged to get the Ace Tanker in the Electo, but in order to do that, I needed to go through the low tier British TDs first, and it's the turn of the Valentine AT. This tank took me a little bit longer than I was expecting to get the Ace Tanker. It probably took about 10 games, maybe even more. Mainly because I play it too aggressively. I think the tank is a little bit situational. It is basically a Valentine tank with a 57mm gun mounted on it, so it's a slow tank, which means it's quite situational. If your team are too good, it's very, very hard to keep up with the pace of the battle, and if your team are poor, you're usually left standing alone against a lot of enemy tanks. And while the armor on paper is very, very good because it's a Valentine chassis, as you can see, it means that inexperienced players that shoot you in the hull will probably bounce and miss or fail to pen their shots, because it's a really well armored hull, but it's got a very, very weak gun shield. You can see the ammo racks are stored right on the side of the tank, so the gun shield has no armor. The hull is very well armored, and in low tier games a lot of enemy tanks are firing machine guns and they tear you apart. But another reason I've been finding it quite difficult is this is a tier 3 TD and I've been getting into a lot of tier 5 games. Now I've had better games, I will spoil the surprise. I've had bigger damage games, I've had better games. I've been in tier 5 games where basically I killed 2 KV1s who were capping. I've earned more XP, I've done more damage, gotten more kills, but for some reason this one is the Ace Tanker. So therefore I got quite lucky. Maybe I started playing this tank soon after an Ace Tanker weekly reset, I'm not quite sure, but it's not an amazing game, but it's one of these games where basically I sit back, use my binocs and my camo net and basically snipe. And that is basically what happens in most of my games in Provence. I've been very, very lucky. This is not a tier 5 game. I'm not up against KV1s. I'm actually top tier in a tier 3 game. And as you can see, it's not a fast tank. So thankfully, the fact I'm a slow tank is not going to hurt me on a map like Provence, because it's a very slow or very, very small map. And I'm just going to go up. I'm not doing anything you haven't seen me do before. I'm moving up into a standard sniping position, and enemy tanks are advancing across the middle. So, nice shot, track the T-key, and miss the second shot. And he dies. And that happens a lot in this game. And the gun I'm using is a 57mm. It's got 110mm of penetration, 75 alpha damage. And that means that this gun and this tank are capable of handling itself in tier 5 games. Unfortunately, you don't have a lot of hit points, 170 hit points, and in a tier 5 game most tanks are going to be able to one-hit kill you. So I did hear someone shooting in my direction. Like most of the Ace Tanker games you see on my channel, it's a tank that's been rebought, and I have a 75% crew, no sixth sense, no skills. So I suppose it makes it a little bit more difficult to get Ace Tankers to have really, really good games. But I've set up, and this 2-pounder is sitting on this ridge. I don't think I have ever seen a tank up there before. But we take him out for kill number 1. And in the meantime, there are tanks dying just to my left, so I know that there's someone spotting probably in this bush. I go for a couple of blind shots. So, like so many games on Provence, our team are advancing one by one, while the rest of our team sit and wait to see what they spot and kill them. But I can hear shots coming in and bouncing around me, so I've got a funny feeling either the T-57 is being shot at, or I hit someone with my blind shots into the bush, and as a result they're returning fire. So LTP, and again, I'm not the most accurate, and I think that's mainly down to my crew rather than my gun. You see, the aim time is okay, alpha damage is great, and there's kill number 2. And once again, you can see that I'm not getting the kills. I'm doing the damage, but I'm not getting the kills. And there's that cruiser. So I knew someone was in that bush. I don't have a lot to shoot at, but we do manage to get one shot in. Again, nothing to shoot at here. He's staying very, very safe. So that's the two best players on the enemy team. Crit with no damage on the LTP. Cruiser is reversing. He gets into cover. So again, not much to shoot at. Very, very small targets. And you can see the accuracy just isn't there. LTP decides to go on the attack. So we get one in. And I'm trying to save our Tetrarch, but again, he dies before I get the killing shot in. Now, again, AT1 dies before I get the killing shot in, and someone is still shooting towards my position. So no sixth sense, but I think it's obvious from where they're getting shot from. They know I'm up here in this bush. Thankfully, our RT takes out the cruiser too. So it's looking very, very comfortable now. The score is 11-7. Only 3 enemy tanks left. And there we go. I was waiting for the Tetrarch to spot the LTP, and again I don't have anything to shoot at. So the reason I hung around was waiting for this LTP to be spotted. And now he's in cover. So I finally decide to advance. So 750 damage, just 2 kills. Not the most exciting of games, but as always, it's the Ace Tanker. So no matter how good or how bad the game is, it's got to go up on the channel. And as per usual, I sold this tank afterwards. I just didn't find the Valentine AT fun. I actually found the UC 2-pounder at tier 2 a lot more fun than this tank. And I've been playing the Electo recently, and I'm actually finding the Electo quite a lot of fun as well. For some reason, Valentine AT just not that much fun to play, mainly down to its speed. So all the tanks that went north are now dead. I'm the one who's going to be doing the scouting. Someone has spotted the M2 light, and I don't have a lot to shoot at. But I think maybe if you want to know about the Valentine AT, if you want to know what the higher tier British TDs are like, I think maybe the Valentine AT is a good trainer. Because it's slow. And you've got to get used to playing slow TDs if you're going to enjoy the later tier British TDs. Doing a whole 9 kilometers an hour up here. 3 enemy tanks, nope, 2 enemy tanks left. Our Vespa gets another kill, and now we finally spot the M3 Stuart. So as you can see, he's got no problems going through my gun shield, but he's a 2-hit kill. And that just leaves the M2 light, and if he's using a machine gun, he can tear me apart. Yep, that's a friendly hit from our own LTP. I don't know. Maybe he shot me because he thought I kill stole, but I was the one doing the spotting. I think he's still trying to shoot me. Anyway, M2 Light, he's hiding in the corner of this building, and I know he can tear me apart. I've only got 83 hit points now. I probably, if I hadn't been hit by my friendly LTP, I would have gone straight in. But as a result, he can basically one-clip me. So I'm doing some side scraping here. Side scraping at tier 3. I'm so proud of myself. Because I know the hull armor is good on this tank. And there we go. We've just got his corner. And we can just put shots in. So kill number 4 and 929 damage. But I did hit a couple of blind shots. So that was the Ace Tanker. I also picked up high caliber for that. And as I say, I've done higher damage games, higher XP games, higher kill games. But I got quite lucky, and I don't mind too much because I'm not a big fan of this tank, so I was able to sell it. As you could see, I ended up doing about 201 damage to the enemy A10 Cruiser Mark II. So those blind shots I fired at the beginning into those bushes may have hit him. He may have been the guy who was returning fire. I finished top on XP with 772. Again, not a big XP total, but then again, it's a tier 3. What do you want? I did exactly 1000 damage, so a couple of my blind shots did go in. 4 kills, 35 shots, but I only hit 17 and pen 17. And I put this down to, it may not be the most accurate gun, but it still is quite accurate. I put this down to the fact I only have a 75% crew. I received 1 hit, and it penned. Actually, I received 2. I received 1 from our own LTP. But I spotted 1, damaged 9, destroyed 4, did 117 assistance damage, and earned 16,000 credits, which is about standard credit earning for tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. 1158 XP on a first game of the day on a ×3 bonus, I'm happy to say, left me on 3,474. So, as I was challenged about a month ago to get the Ace Tanker in the Electo, I'm proud to announce I'm now playing the Electo. Valentine AT has been played, it's been done, it's been dusted, and it's been sold. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.